This is an excerpt from our podcast, Roomies Talkin Movies, the next best stop for all things movie news and reviews. If you like what you see and you want to hear more, check out our podcast wherever you can find them. The podcast, I mean. Enjoy our review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Oh. So that's what you two look like. Welcome back to Roomies Talkin Movies.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
Holy
my
shit.
Danan, you're ugly as
Whoa!
hell. Oh my god.
Guys,
Get a load of this guy.
we're recording visuals.
Oh
We did it.
That's what it's all
We
about.
finally
baby.
made it.
This is the big leagues.
This is where it's
Big
all
League
about. This
Chew.
is where we peak.
Have
Yep.
you ever had Big League Chew?
It's too salty for my taste.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Welcome back to Roomies Talkin Movies, the next best stop for all things movie news and reviews. I'm your host, Danan, and joining with me today, as always, are my beautiful co-hosts, Camden
Hello.
and Jackson.
Good morning.
And you'll notice something a little bit off if you're watching this on the YouTubes. For our
You better be.
podcast listeners, you might want to hop over to YouTube right now. Where can they find us, Camden?
They can find us at Camden Powell. And then we also have a new channel. New channel alert. Let's do
Oh
the
my
alarm
God.
bells.
What?
The alarm bells.
Oh, wait, I can't do that.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
you
we got a
can't
new
just like,
YouTube
splice
channel.
them over.
Roomies Talkin Movies. If you subscribe to the Roomies Talkin Movies YouTube channel and you're one of the first 100 subscribers, you will get a personal love letter from each of us.
No,
That's-
just from Danan,
That's
actually.
why do you
Just from
always stick
Danan.
me with the work?
And
mean,
you
I-
have to write one for
I don't have
each
the
of us
time,
as
sorry.
well. So you have to write
gladly do
300
it, but I mean,
love letters.
Danan will fly you to your house, give you a little smooch on the cheek,
hand deliver the letter.
and
Yeah.
hand deliver the. Yeah, he'll buy you
With a little
dinner
kiss.
too.
A little kiss.
Keep going. You can do this. You know, that's what I'll do. Just for every single person, though. It's going to be very
Who
exhausting.
are you talking to?
The audience.
Whoa!
I mean, they're not here
Jackson, I
physically.
didn't notice we had cameras.
We
yet.
do have cameras. That's what we're recording visuals with our show.
I was confused. I
Now
thought
everyone
we were just
can
gonna
watch us
animate it.
talk.
We were just gonna like live animate. I was confused about the lighting. I thought it was just because you wanted to see us better,
now,
but I get it now.
now I want to go back on this.
Mhm.
I'm going to call you out on this one. How did you
What?
assume we were going to do animating, but you were like, oh my God, this is what everyone looks like. Danan, you're ugly.
We're gonna draw you extreme. No, we're actually gonna draw you pretty on point.
You guys are mean.
Oh,
We're gonna.
but it's true.
Oh, that's the worst part.
Oh man, sucks to be you.
The worst part is that it's true, all of it.
Yeah.
But this week we are back to talk about Venom 2.
Venom.
Well, I got to finish the title before you.
Oh, sorry.
Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Carnage.
Okay, didn't know why you didn't do the first one. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, or as Jackson likes to call it.
Venom. Let there be car.
Nice.
There was cars in the movie. I think.
There- you know, a lot of cars.
A
Lot
lot
of
of car
of
blowing
cars
up
getting
is-
And a lot of
destroyed.
car throwing. Don't want to give too much away.
Didn't see many cars
Speaking
age.
of not giving too much away, spoiler-free review right now. Haven't seen the movie yet? Feel free to stick around. We'll let you know when spoilers start. They're gonna start soon, so don't stick around too long, but just enough.
Can you stop doing that to the camera? You're gonna scare away our
You're
listeners.
scaring them, dude.
But first, spoiler
He's
free.
been doing it all episode. I look over at him and he's like
I'm just going.
in the camera, and I'm like, Danan.
I think Danan's a sociopath.
I am a known sociopath.
Okay, I think he's a psychopath.
so,
I think we
He's
should
both.
take it a step further.
Let's go into this. First
Yeah.
off, end of Venom. Rocket blew up. Everyone's like, Venom's dead, but he's not.
He's not.
And he's a lethal protector,
He's a lethal protector.
except he really strung that thin line that he
Mhm.
walked over. So apparently, a little time has changed. Venom and Eddie have been butting heads. They've been stopping bad
You know,
guys.
having relationship
Yeah.
problems.
They kind of do a little too much lethal protecting and kill a lot of people, and the FBI is like, that's weird. So they've gone a little bit lower. They're like, we're not going to do that as much.
Mhm.
Let's just be
Tone it
really
back.
good at reporting.
We'll eat,
chickens.
some chocolate.
And
some
chocolate.
That's a
Things-
major plot point. Stop spoiling that.
I don't.
It's not a
No,
spoiler.
it's a huge.
Oh
it's a huge
man.
plot
Also,
point.
guys, if
also-
you go see the movie now, you're you're never gonna enjoy it.
Yep, you're gonna
Also-
be like, oh, now I know that Venom eats chocolate and
That's
chickens. Danan, can you like
Why are you spoiling?
stop being bad?
Okay.
That's
Makes
actually
a good
something from
point.
the comics also. In the 90s when they're like, Venom's a little too violent. What else could he do besides eating people? chocolate. And that's been
Yep.
like a thing in the comics ever since. But
Hey, I mean, chocolate's good.
anywho, at the post-credit scene of the first Venom movie, we are introduced to Woody Harrelson's Cletus Cassidy, which,
Oh yeah,
for all you comic book fans, he's a sociopath, a murderer,
psychopath.
Serial killer,
Sociopath
if you
is
will.
way too little to call this guy.
psychopath.
He's a serial
Psychopath.
killer. He kills.
Psychopath.
He kills people.
Psychopathic.
Yeah, if
serial
you will.
killer. if you will.
Psychopathic.
Well, for some reason,
Thanks, Jack.
Cletus
You're
is
welcome.
like, I want Eddie Brock to interview me.
That was, yeah.
And then he's like, okay, that's weird. And then he gets Eddie's doing what he does. Cletus gets caught. I mean, he did kill all those people, but they find the bodies. They're like, you're donezo. So on Cletus's last day, he's like, Eddie, let me bite your hand real quick. Let me get a little suckle on those fingies so I can get a little symbiote. And Eddie Brock said, what? Bit his hand. Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Carnage?
Carnage.
Let there
There's the
be.
movie.
That's for it.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
No,
It's
that
literally
was
in every
in the
trailer.
trailer.
Okay, I just
'Cause he
I
goes,
couldn't
"Oh,
remember
that's
the
not blood."
trailer now.
That's
Yeah,
what he
okay.
did. And I was like,
go,
I was like,
mm.
gross.
Jackson, if you could give your best.
Oh,
best,
yeah,
best finger.
that's what it looked like.
he
Jackson,
went,
why'd you bite your finger?
oh, that's
He's
not
like, he
blood.
bit his finger.
Oh my god,
like,
it's so good.
It's like me with McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. It's
Yeah.
like, that's not blood. Mm.
I like how either way it wouldn't have mattered.
It
He was
wouldn't have
gonna
mattered.
eat it no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're on death row,
Hey,
Eat
last
everything.
meal's got to be blood.
last meal's gotta be that Venom.
And without getting into too much spoils, what do we think about some of the action in this film?
I think the action was great in this film. I
Action
think-
was very good. Without spoiling, there was a
Mhm.
lot of action.
There was so much action.
I can't tell you what the action was about. Not yet. That's for
We're
later.
not there.
We're not there. Hold on. If you're waiting for
Stay
spoilers,
strapped
calm
in.
down.
We'll be there.
I think the action was great. I think since we're giving a spoiler-free, just kind of like overall general
Overview.
review,
We're not
like
gonna get
if
through
you
this.
should go see this movie or not, you should first of all.
Well, because
Definitely.
But
it's not going to waste too much time. 90 minutes. This movie's quick.
that's what I was going to get into. There's a lot of action, but because the movie's only 90 minutes, that's not really a lot of time
room
for
plot.
plot. I felt like once we had reached the final battle, and I'll get way more into this when I can actually talk about it, but once we were at the final battle, it felt like we were at the point in the movie where it was the battle before the final battle. And then Jackson was like, oh, it's 10 p.m. And I was like, oh, the movie should be over within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this
Oh,
is
it is.
it. This is the climax of the film.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I had to, like, my brain had to almost play catch up because I was like not with the pace of the movie. I was
Yeah.
expecting it to be way longer. And I don't know if that's just on like me as a person, if I'm a fuck,
Yeah,
or-
you
are.
you
You
are.
You're a idiot. But
or if it's just like because we've been given two
We've
and a
been-
half
oh
hour
my
movies
God.
for the past
And
however many
honestly-
Marvel movies and the TV shows that are the long form format as well. We're used to them dragging it out. It was just really weird to see like a short form.
and
for something.
honestly, I kind of wish we have more movies like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
We don't need
honestly.
everything to be 2.5 hours long.
And
we don't need everything
everything
to
to
have like
be-
an extremely cohesive plot. If the
Nor
point of the movie,
interconnect everything and like
Right.
make sense with the whole story. Sometimes you just want a Venom story, and that's
Right.
what this was.
And like they literally just go like, okay, these people have a relationship, and this relationship has been consistent. You're like, okay, cool.
yeah,
I didn't need 13 flashbacks. I didn't need to go like,
Yeah.
oh, where's the point where they really know that they like? It's just here's the movie. This is your one scene. Now this is them now, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You're like sitting with your hands back. You're like,
But
This
it
is
did. It was an adjustment. I won't say that it's bad, but I think the only reason it was bad was because they just didn't put enough time, I think, into plot as opposed to action. That was just the director's
If you
choice.
like
And
some action.
he went out and said that and was like, I just wanted a fun Venom film.
he grabbed the microphone. He said, hey, listen up, Chuckle Fuck.
It's 90
Which
minutes
one of
'cause I
you
don't give a shit.
idiots? Which one of you idiots wants plot in this movie, huh?
You.
Carnage versus
Yeah.
Venom. That's where it's
Let's
at.
do it,
Let's
baby.
do it. Let there be.
Let
And
there
then the
be
whole crowd went Carnage,
Carnage,
and then
yeah.
he left. That's what the
Yeah,
movie
it
was
really
pretty
weird.
much. Let's talk about some characters. Spoiler free still. Don't worry. You can stay seated. We're not
We'll
going
stay
anywhere
here.
yet.
We'll put up a big graphic.
First thing we got is Betty Brock.
Flaming.
We got
Betty-
little Betty Brock.
Got a little Betty
Betty
Brock.
Brock.
His weirdly fluctuating Brooklyn accent in San Francisco is back.
It's really confusing because half the time I'm like, I think he's in New York right now.
yeah.
He's never.
He's
in
not.
New York.
Always,
Nope.
they go across the Golden Gate Bridge like 4 times in this
I know,
movie.
and I'm like,
which state is this?
I thought we were in New York. Right
yeah.
now.
When did this happen?
Like even as you say that, like my brain is having a hard time being like, yeah, that was in San Francisco. Even though I remember reading like San Francisco Police Department, and my brain's like, no, that was New York.
But Eddie Brock is back. More of the same.
Mhm.
If a screw up was just an entire character, it's Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much screws everything up. But hey, you gotta love the guy.
Which, I mean, like, it's just like it's just like he is in the comics, really. You're just like, you just suck. You just.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not like a bad
supposed to
person.
be,
No, he's not.
like a
He just-
great hero or anything.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
like
not
Venom
like he
says.
sucks for the bad reasons. It's just, you suck as,
Yeah.
as a person. Just,
And that's okay.
that's okay. Some people
Everyone
suck.
can have a little bit of suck every now and then.
You know, a little
That's
suck
what I go
goes a
by at
long way.
least. A little.
Here at Roomies Talkin
that
Movies.
here
at Roomies Talkin
Here at
Movies,
Roomies
we
Talkin
are
Movies, we
family
give
friendly.
really good advice.
You give really good. Everyone should give one piece of advice right now. Dana, go. Because
A little suck goes a long way.
That's your advice.
That's your advice.
No.
Okay.
Do look both ways before you
Oh.
cross me on the street. I know nunchucks.
Wow.
Ask me.
Wow. I don't want to cross that
I
guy.
don't want to cross that guy. Good piece of advice, Jackson.
Put ice cubes in your drink to make it cold.
That's a good piece of advice,
Thank you,
Jackson.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
What? Camden?
This guy's never heard of ice cubes in his life. If you piss the bed, don't stay asleep.
If you piss the bed,
Run
be
into
ready
that
to
problem
shit.
7 too many times.
Oh.
Yeah, I stay asleep.
See, that makes me curious because there's
you know
a
the
point where
story-
you were like, I can't keep doing this, but you had done it before then. So
Yeah, it was the 7th time. It was last week, and I was like, man, I'm never gonna do that again.
I did it.
Guys, don't check the chair.
Anyways, back to Eddie Brock and Venom.
Yeah.
They're button heads. It's an old married couple at this point.
Yeah.
Venom wants to kill bad guys. Eddie Brock wants to just die.
Live a life and probably not live that life as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, he's like, man, I just want to live my own life. And then he's like, God, I want to die. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is really up and down.
Up and
with this
down.
guy.
Eddie Brock.
Jeez, Eddie Brock, so up and down. Eddie
Make up your
Brock.
mind.
Make up your mind, Eddie Brock.
But their dynamic was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
They took the best part of the first movie and made
Yep.
it the best part of the second movie.
Yeah, they took the best part of the first movie and just amplified it. I think.
Just made
I
it
think
more-
there was a lot of interaction between Eddie Brock and Venom in this movie.
Really built
Good
that.
job.
Yeah. Good
Good
job.
job,
movie.
Andy
Great
Serkis.
work.
Yeah. That guy was Claw in Black Panther.
He was.
And also a lot more better stuff. But
But
I like
now
Claw.
he's the director
Yeah.
of Venom too. Let There Be
Next up, we
Carnage.
have some new additions. I mean, yeah. Cletus
Whatever.
Cassidy
Cletus Cassidy.
and
Cletus
Carnage.
Cassidy's Carnage.
Now, if you know the
It's a
character from the
mouthful.
comics, might be a little confused with this. They keep his origin pretty much the same, but his characteristics are a bit different. You know, instead of being like, I'll kill anyone, it's more so, I'm going to beat up a guy at a gas station. But I'm a lover, not a fighter. A little too much. The relationship between
Yeah.
Cletus Cassidy and Shriek was a little too much in this movie.
Too much love. Like
No,
too
it's
much,
just
like,
too much. It
devotion,
was,
or-
yeah.
Like you were like, this character shouldn't be able to love this much
N-
based on what we know
yeah.
about this character.
It's
or,
mainly the
like-
fact that it's like a weird twisted love, like
Yeah,
Joker
definitely.
and Harley Quinn. Like you, the
I'm
long-
a lot like Joker
Okay, man.
From the
don't.
movie
from the movie
Jokester.
from the movie Jokester, not Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
The movie Jokester.
Yeah,
But like the more you like look at it from a distance, you're like, oh, they're terrible. It's a terrible relationship, and they're two awful people.
yeah.
In this movie, you're like, he's a serial killer, but he really likes this one girl.
Really
so-
likes that one girl.
And then Carnage, on the other hand, is like, I just want to kill Venom.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I just want to
No.
kill my. Why would you want to just kill your dad? You've been
Oh.
alive for like 2 days.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Why
So,
can't
yeah,
you just
why
be
is
like?
Carnage so moody in this movie?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
that's
you
what
know?
I'm sick of. But I thought the voice of Carnage was a little weird.
I
It
thought
should have been higher.
higher.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it shouldn't have been. I mean, they didn't do anything wrong, but in every other depiction of him, he's like this loony, like country serial killer.
Yeah.
So he's
See,
like,
when it comes to like voice and things like that, I don't really have a problem with it because I like when they follow the comics pretty closely. But obviously, there's no really voices in the
yeah.
comics, so like I feel like they get some
The
some
voice in
freedom
my
that
head
department.
should have
Well,
been
I think it's
different.
more so whatever the director feels like
Yeah.
the character should sound like, which made Carnage terrifying. I was scared of that fucking creation they had in this movie. And that one scene when he literally said,
Hey,
"Let there
we're
be."
not spoiling Camden. You can't talk about scenes where he says "Let there be carnage."
yeah,
okay.
Jackson.
So in the
Well,
scene
way to
where he
keep Camden
doesn't
from
say-
saying "Let there be
Yeah.
carnage" because that happens in the
When
movie.
Carnage definitely doesn't say "Let there be carnage" in the movie. Still spoiler free here, by the way.
Mhm.
Not satire. It was scary. There was a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. I was like, "Whoo!" They really went all out on this one shot to make Carnage look terrifying.
and they did a good job.
And they said the
And-
title of the movie.
And every time Carnage was like doing his thing, killing people, you could tell like they did a good job with his like depiction of like how he killed people and like fought. Like he was a fucking menace. You know?
This movie needed to be an R-rated movie.
Oh yeah,
100%.
It should have just been
so
an
much
R-rated
better.
movie.
Yeah, kind of
So
sad
much
it
better.
was.
They just do like the whole and then cut away so that way you
Yeah.
don't see the. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
We're already here.
Yeah.
Rip off his head. You know.
Do it. Like every time a head is bitten off, there's always something.
It's like a shirt
conveniently
covering
the
it,
neck.
or like,
I'm
oh, the camera's blocking. You're like,
yeah.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Okay, Carnage. Whatever.
I
God
want
damn
my
it.
blood.
I want my blood.
Let's rapid fire these last few characters.
Let's do it.
Shriek, fun, super OP
Yeah.
OP in this context.
in this context,
Yeah.
but also it seems like you could just kill anyone.
Yeah.
She seemed very overpowered in
Yeah.
general.
Good on Shriek. Like that they're bringing smaller
Good on
characters.
Shriek. I think that Shriek's role in this movie was small but effective.
Perfect. I really liked the
Yeah,
character.
that's what I was talking about. Like
Yeah.
it was like it was a good fit, but it was very minimal.
Patrick Mulligan, cop guy. In the comics, he is Toxin, but in this movie, he is cop guy.
Cop guy, Patrick Mulligan.
He's there.
Is Toxin another symbiote?
That's so
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
They really named.
Is he good or
Symbiote.
bad?
Good.
He's Toxin.
but they can easily switch things up. So
Well, I know.
in the
I
comics,
think I
it's
know
good.
how movies work, but thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
one more
but
time.
Patrick Mulligan does a good job. He's like, Eddie Brock, isn't it weird how you and Venom are always in the same place at the same time? I have no idea what you're talking about, but
Couldn't
I have to go
possibly know.
right now to stop. Mailman.
The mailman, he's got my package, my parcel.
You know, Patrick's very patient for being like, you're Venom, right? Like, you're Venom, right?
and he's like, no,
Nope.
no,
No,
Nothing.
no.
Nothing
No.
weird is going on. I just happen
What?
to be at the center of all these mass murders,
exactly.
and also know everything about everything that happens.
There was, like, one
on
s-
accident. Though.
There's one scene where they throw in a bunch of like pictures of like decapitated heads, and he's like, all these bodies are found near your apartment. Look up in anyone. I don't.
So I live in a bad part of town.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You've never heard of the San Francisco beheader? Sorry.
That's
that
what it
lives
is.
in my apartment.
That
This is
lives
my
in my
apartment
apartment.
complex. I know him. You
I've
want me
tried to stop him before. He has a hacksaw backed up, you know.
Yeah, don't want to mess with that guy.
Finally, we
Um,
have the return of Ann and Dan from the first movie.
That's what I was waiting for.
Ann and
I was
Dan,
watching
my
this movie
favorite
and I was like,
characters.
man, when are Ann and Dan gonna show up right now?
Wow, that was a nice alliteration.
Thank you. It
It
wasn't alliteration.
It's rhyming.
That's right.
It was rhyming.
Danan, you clearly never took
Danan, what's your
GFM
major?
160.
Nothing.
What do you think Danon's major is? Do you think it has anything to do with maybe like speaking or
Not
like the
English.
language,
Communication, perhaps.
like communicating or something? It'd be crazy.
We're making fun of Danan.
Making fun of Danon because he's stupid and dumb.
It doesn't even
Stupid
go to his
guy.
major classes.
Doesn't even go to his major guy. You know, Danon skips every. Okay, Danon's mom. I know you're listening to this. Danon skips every single class
Wait.
ever.
Wait.
I swear. I've
Wait.
never seen this guy go to class. We have a Tuesday, Thursday, 9:30 a.m. class. He's never there.
Dude, you said you wouldn't tell anyone. What the fuck?
So, Mrs. Pacheco, there you go.
Brought my mom into this? You
Yeah, brought
kidding
your
me?
mom into this.
Speaking about my mom, spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Time to
alert.
go to spoilers.
We're going to
Wham.
spoilers.
If you don't want this movie spoiled, get the H out of here.
Get out of
But
here.
don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and then come back later so you can watch the spoiler
So you can hear the
review.
spoiler part of this.
After you
Yeah,
see the
after
movie,
you
of
see
course.
the
Not
movie.
just like at a later date and time with you still having not seen the movie. That would just be confusing.
Now let's get into this.
Glad we got that clarified.
I didn't really like the characterization of Carnage in this movie. Super cool.
Yeah, so Danon's got a lot of opinions because he's a comic book nerd. So we'll let him get into that. And
No,
and Jackson
actually,
and I will
no.
just turn down our headphone
What if
volume until he's done.
instead-
And then-
We stifled Danan and we talk.
You're right. Let's talk about how awesome Carnage
Talk about-
was in this
oh
movie.
my
I didn't say
God.
it wasn't awesome.
Carnage
So, I have a
literally was
question.
so cool. What's your question?
So
I know a lot
in
about
the
comics,
in the
so-
comics,
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yes.
Venom has a cool symbol on his chest.
Yeah.
Where the is that in this movie?
Spider-Man doesn't exist.
It doesn't matter.
We'll get into that. But
We're in the spoilers now.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know,
just
but we're not
say
going to
this really
talk about
briefly.
that. We're not going to talk about that until the end because that's what you got to get people to stay in there. These idiots don't know anything. No, I'm kidding.
They don't know anything about the post-credit scene. Jackson, please stop petting
But
me. I'm begging you.
in the comics, Spider-Man gets the symbiote first. I'm not even going to touch on the fact that you said, Jackson, stop petting me.
Okay. You don't have to. I didn't ask you
We're
to.
playing footsies under the table.
He's playing footsies. I'm not
But,
playing footsies. Stop.
Spider-Man gets the
He
symbiote
doesn't have
first.
shoes on.
So when the symbol pops up on Spider-Man's suit,
Yeah.
when Venom gets it, it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I already have this. Since Spider-Man never had the symbiote, Venom hasn't had the logo yet.
All right. I got to write down what I want to say because apparently I'm not allowed to talk about it now. It's
Okay, just write it on about it until the end. Okay.
Jeez, whatever.
Uh,
But that's why.
All right,
Any other
should we give
questions?
the spoiler plot overview then?
No,
No,
we don't need to review the movie a second time.
Okay, we don't need the. We don't need to.
Okay, so we don't need to tell
That's what we
everyone
just
that
tried to do.
Carnage dies.
Dude,
Dude, we're gonna.
just because a spoiler review doesn't mean you spoil the movie.
What's wrong with
You know what
Oh my
spoiler
God.
means? It means don't spoil. Gosh.
I did have an issue with that. Carnage is a cool character. I mean,
Mhm.
the way that the main credit scene sets things up further, this whole movie doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
kind of wish they didn't kill Carnage.
I mean, there could
He might-
easily
no,
be
they could
another
easily just be like,
Carnage.
yeah.
The way he was created, I have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
How'd that go down?
In the comics, it's something like when Eddie Brock breaks out of prison, because he's a bad guy in the beginning.
Yeah.
The symbiote made like a little spawn, and Cletus Cassidy's like, "What the fuck is that?" Now he's Carnage. In this movie, because
So-
they're like, Eddie Brock's not arrested. Here you go.
Okay. So then, follow up question:
Mhm.
When Venom
Mhm.
attaches to someone,
Mhm.
they all look generally the same.
Nah, it's not normally how it looks like.
What?
In the comics, everyone looks different when they have the symbiote, but in this movie, they tweak that a little bit. Everyone just becomes the same Venom, unless you're Anne.
Yeah, but
Apparently.
Anne looks
Unless you're
different.
Anne, you
that
just
was
have-
that's where I was getting the confusion from.
You just
There's
have
a
a
lot of
jumpsuit Venom.
inconsistencies where
Yeah.
I'm really confused
Yeah.
because I don't know a lot about Venom, and I just
No, everyone
make
looks
more
different.
sense now. It
That's
makes
why.
less sense.
That's why in the comics, everyone wants to see like, oh, I want to see Captain
Okay.
America get the symbiote or things like
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
they look different.
So what do you mean they look different? Like just shape?
Like
color,
if Captain America got the symbiote, he'd have like a weird A, and then he'd have a Venom mouth and like a weird shield. Like Spider-Man
Gotcha.
having the symbiote looks different
Yeah.
than Miles Morales with the symbiote.
right,
Two very different images.
right. So
But that's just because that's what the symbiote
so
makes.
why was Venom able to spawn a red symbiote? How did that happen?
They seem to be playing something different with the lore of the
I'm really
character
confused about
because
the
they're like,
lore
oh,
here.
that's a red one, and then he just went back, and I was like, what?
But
What?
yeah, see that's actually the thing I didn't understand is like,
I'm
okay,
confused.
if you can make a red one,
Why?
because
are
it's from the
you-
in the movie, it comes from his blood, right?
Yeah.
One, why aren't you more powerful than him? Why is your blood that creates the symbiote? You know, why
That's
is that
my confusion,
way more
Jackson.
strong? Like, it's not even just like a small difference in strength. It was like a holy shit. Carnage can literally just like level
Turn into a
buildings.
tornado.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
That was
That was
No
So
reason
weird.
Venom
I
should
was
have
like-
ever won.
Yeah.
tornado carnage. That was funny.
It was fun. It only used once.
Only
And
used
then-
once. If
and
I was
just for a
Carnage, I'd
funny
just be
gag.
a tornado the whole time.
It implies that there are other red symbiotes, and if that's the way to make a red symbiote, then like, why do they just not be more careful about their blood? Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bit weird, isn't it?
And if it's the wait, okay, so like on their planet of
I thought you two
symbiotes,
really
they don't
liked
have
this movie.
hosts, right?
Yeah.
So if it was Eddie's blood that made Carnage, why are there red ones on their planet
There's
where there
a lot
are no
of plot holes
hosts?
here.
Or maybe
Jackson, you're
things-
just exposing.
Or maybe
Ah.
things that they haven't explored yet.
How?
Yeah,
How
they
you gonna
haven't
explore
explored
this
the
one, buddy?
symbiote planet because
Oh,
they haven't
My
they
bad.
haven't gone there.
I didn't
yet.
do. Okay, can I just get through my little complaint I have about the characterization of Cletus Cassidy and everything?
Fine.
So in the comics, it's like that relationship, Joker and Harley Quinn, where it's just like, all right, these two are terrible people, and it's just bad. But in this one, he's like, Carnage, stop! Stop!
Yeah.
Carnage,
Carnage,
please.
my boo! And I'm like, this guy's a serial killer. Why is he like
Yeah.
this?
It felt very out of character. But
Because I think it would have been cooler if like Carnage is like, she's getting in the way. He's like, you're right, and then just kills her, and then you're like, okay, Carnage is a bad person.
Yeah.
But at the end, they try to go like, oh, here's a little sympathy.
I
Cletus
think-
wanted a friend, and then you're like, I don't give a
I
shit.
don't-
Bite his head off.
I don't want sympathy for
Yeah.
Cletus. That I never.
He's a bad
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the bad guy.
I think the reason they did it like that is because they wanted to show that Cletus and Carnage weren't fully compatible, that they had something they disagreed on, and that's why
Yeah.
Venom was able to win.
I was fine with that because I like that scene where it's like, hey, look, they're not mixing, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
cool. So that's how they're gonna beat him.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
still kind of like, why do Carnage like this? Just do another one of the random symbiotes.
Yeah.
Because why did Riot and that one stupid scientist connect perfectly in the first Venom movie?
They weren't perfect. I think that's gonna be that seems to be the thing is that Eddie and Venom are so compatible that they can beat anyone that isn't fully compatible just because
They're
they're
compatible.
compatible. And
Dude, I
that
can't wait for the third movie. I wonder what's gonna.
that was
help
literally
them
the first
win.
movie. It's like, okay,
You're not compatible. Ah, man, again. I
here,
thought I was compatible this time.
here are some symbiote villains. We give them giant fucking axes for hands, giant spears that come out of the back and can do literally anything.
Yeah.
But we're gonna win through the power of friendship, baby.
Power
Let's
of
go.
friendship,
High five, and then it goes out of
communication,
his
and
chest.
teamwork.
But yeah, so that was fun. Let's get a favorite moment. What's your favorite moment from this movie?
No, it's not
When
my
he's
favorite
typing
moment,
into
but
the
that was
computer.
funny.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I
The dick moment, if you will.
Yeah.
favorite moment was probably just the ending fight. I mean, that's like, I absolutely love the CGI in this movie. I love the Venom suit. I'm sorry, it looks so.
It
How
looks
dare
really
you?
cool.
So
How dare
cool.
you like a cool design?
It's so cool.
actually just like,
I-
and it feels so fluid. Like I can't get over just like how much weight they give the Venom costume.
Mhm.
Like you're like,
When
oh, there's
he-
a dude in there, but Venom himself just has so much like oomph when he
There's
jumps
one part
and
when he does like the pile driver onto Carnage. I was like,
Oh yeah, like
that
you
was
would
cool.
know
That
that
was
that
cool.
hurts.
Yeah.
Like
But cool, Camden.
A specific moment in the final battle. So I'm gonna go a little more specific than Jackson here because he's not as developed as me.
of course.
So I really liked the moment where I was watching the movie where I was like, okay, that's cool. I like this movie. Was when they were doing that bell thing where every time the bell would strike, they'd have to like go out of their form and then like they could talk like as characters. And I thought that was a good way to keep the runtime short, still have your final battle, and still give some depth to the characters and
Fill in
some
the gaps
development with
before.
them. And it was a good way to kind of explain why Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy would even be out of their symbiotes in the first place. Because why would they ever do that logically?
Yeah.
There needs to be a reason why like rhythmically they can do it so they have like a chance to have a conversation. And I just thought it was a cool way to do it, you know.
Something that I thought was a little weird. This movie is the same rating as the first one, but in the first one,
Mhm.
when Eddie crashes on his motorcycle, it's gross. It's like broken knee, like broken hand, and
Yeah.
everything. But in this movie, when Cletus is like breaking his knees with a hammer, they didn't show that at all. And I was kind of like,
Mhm.
how is this? He's wearing pants. As long as you just don't like gore it, you could still show. Like
Just
they
even
were.
a bit of red.
This was like a soft PG-13.
It
like,
wasn't.
I didn't
It
get
wasn't
that.
even like, okay, this was maybe R.
You're like, oh,
yeah.
you could tell they like took everything like this could be a PG movie if they wanted to do that, and it could also be an R movie. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
could've.
thing.
Yeah, no,
you
they
have
should've been an
Carnage.
R-rated
Just
movie.
make it an R movie because when
I think
when the
that's-
one guard is like being choked by Carnage and he decides to like kill him with his tongue rather than just like that would have been way like, oh crap, this is bad.
Yeah.
But this one you're just like, oh, okay,
Actually, okay, I have a thing that I remembered. There was at one point Venom was going on Eddie. I think this was after they had been separated.
Mhm.
Venom went on Eddie and like made the suit, and I thought it was so cool. It reminded me of like those really old like Capcom games where Venom has his tongue out. He like had his tongue out like pretty
Yeah.
far for a little bit, and I was like, that's like Venom right there.
that
Like,
dude,
that
this
was-
I love when they do the face exposed
Yeah.
effect
Yeah.
with them. They did it once in this movie. What a fucking waste. Do it all the time.
I only want that.
So much cooler. Did you see the promo picture of that?
Oh, it looks so bad.
It looks so bad, but then the movie
It looks so
great.
good.
I, was
don't
like,
get
wow. So then another logistical question here.
Sony, why do you suck at marketing?
That and also he is inside Venom kind of, right?
Yeah.
So when Venom just gets stabbed
That's him also.
in the heart,
Yeah.
why doesn't Eddie Brock go, "Oh man, I'm dead because my heart just got
Because
stabbed"?
he can keep healing him. They don't have the same because with Carnage and it's in his blood, it's different than the
Yeah.
bond that Eddie and Venom have. Because Cletus can literally just be like separate
Yeah.
holes into his
Yeah.
body. Whereas Venom is like, as long as they're together, they can move
Yeah.
around it and stuff, and he can keep healing him. But they had like the reason why Venom was weaker in this main fight is because like he hasn't been eating brains, he hasn't been eating chocolate, he's coming in weak. And then like
coming
at the
weak,
end you
bro.
could see, and they did a good job animating that. Like
Yeah.
he's climbing the church, and you're like, oh, shit, this
yeah,
seems
he's
really
going
hard for
really
Venom.
slow.
I was like, I thought
yeah.
Venom was invincible.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah,
Can Venom die, and how?
fire and
Okay.
sound.
and sound.
So
yeah.
that's just like the only ways to kill him.
There's other ways.
So he ate Carnage. Could someone just eat Venom like that?
I guess that was weird. I didn't think
I
that's how that should
think-
work.
yeah.
Because when he went, I was like,
I was like,
I thought, okay, I honestly
those
thought
the
when he ate
rules?
him, he was gonna get like some new power, cause like
that would have been cool.
that would have been sick. Like
If
he,
like he
if
just
could
got like
just,
a little bit beefier, a little bit
yeah,
just like
or
more
like even
Venom-y.
okay, now he has a symbol.
Like the
now he has a
yeah.
symbol, or like he has like he can have tentacles. Can Venom have tentacles? No.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Why
would have been
doesn't he?
sick.
I don't know. Bigger guy looks cool.
Like okay, he can extend his hand, but like, can he not make projections off of himself?
I think once he meets Spider-Man, he'll get webs and.
I have another complaint.
Okay.
So you guys know Eddie, right?
I've heard.
No,
of him.
I've
Yeah, Eddie Brock,
know
the main character
personally.
of the film.
I heard that he like found bodies or something.
This Tom Hardy guy,
Miss
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
pretty good
Hardy.
actor. Pretty
and
good actor.
screen-
I
Screenwriter
didn't
and,
like how he was like
director, I guess.
he was very scatterbrained in the film. Like
What do you
I don't
mean?
know if you noticed, but he seemed very not okay. even
Yeah.
with like, because you would think that like with him and Venom being together, like
Mhm.
okay, his life is kind of miserable. I feel like he's getting the short end of the stick because Venom is like actually making him go a little insane.
Yeah.
Because he's like talking to, well, okay, he's talking to Venom, but he started doing it in public. He does it when there are people around now. He's like
Yeah.
not even trying to like.
Because he knows that you can just be like, oh, just talking to myself.
Yeah,
I did like the
He-
one
he
scene where it's
comes
like,
off
when
to
you
suck.
When you're like a nobody like that, like you could just be like, oh, I'm just weird, haha, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it
cares?
just feels like he changed a lot from the first movie, and I guess that's probably what they were going for. But I
Yeah.
feel like some of the dialogue was like, I don't know, like kind of cringy in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some
Tom
cringy
Hardy
dialogue.
wrote it.
Also, the Venom voice, yeah, I get they needed to be like kind of alien-y, but there were some points where I just didn't understand what Venom was saying.
I
Did
was
you
fine.
guys,
What?
you guys
No, I
understood everything?
It's
No,
just
I
Tom
understood
Hardy doing
everything.
a voice modulator.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then for Woody Harrelson, he's like, "Hey, Andy Serkis, you should do the voice of Carnage." He's like, "No, you what? You do the voice of Carnage." So he did the voice of Carnage.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just a couple times where I was like, wait, what did Venom say? It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
too raspy or like whatever for
Well,
me.
get
But-
better.
And
Yeah.
but there were
seriously, talk
some
better,
like
Venom, jeez.
other like
This
plot
guy.
points that were cool.
Enunciate.
Like how Venom hated Dan, and then Dan actually did something brave, and then Venom was like, I like this guy. He's kind of helped.
I like the ending where he's like, he's completely useless though,
Yeah.
and then they're
Yeah.
running with the police. Could have done everything without him.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I love how Venom he's fucking funny.
I like
you know?
Venom's quips in this movie.
He's so quippy. That's what it is.
This is really like they skipped the evil gap in like Venom in the comics. This is him in like the late 80s, early 90s, where he's like, I'm an anti-hero, but he's like weirdly goofy about it.
It was pretty funny.
It's pretty good. I would have taken just a movie of Venom through the streets, like fighting, and then they're like, all right, let's go be heroes, and then just beat
Yeah.
up the guys.
I would have taken like
Yeah.
here's what they do on their day-to-day type movie.
Yeah,
I don't really have many complaints. It was just kind of a fun
it was a fun
It was a
movie.
fun movie.
90
Wasn't
minute
Very
movie. It's not the
enjoyable.
best superhero movie and definitely not the worst. It was just
Hey,
enjoyable.
I'm gonna
you
say
know?
this. I don't want to be rude. Oh wait, no, never mind. You know what?
Nope, he
Top-
forgot he can't be rude.
Top
can't be
five,
rude.
top five superhero movie of this year.
How many have there been?
How many have there been?
There's been
Oh.
4. Ah, wow.
Top 4, I'd say.
Top four, dare I
Definitely
say.
top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say top three because then you get into where they go.
Yeah, there's only been 4 so far, so I think by saying
Top
it's in the
four.
top 4 right now,
That's
I'm
where
doing
we're
pretty
at. That's
good.
where we're at.
Yeah.
Before we give our final ratings on this movie,
We gotta talk about something.
we got to talk about something. I know, coming close, a little closer.
We'll zoom
Too
in
close.
digitally. Digital zoom.
Back out. So, post credit scene.
Holy shit.
Holy shit!
Holy
So Eddie Brock and Venny.
Venny.
Hey, it's me.
Eddie Brock and They should call him that. They
Dude,
should
you
totally
didn't even
call him
say
that.
words. Okay, Eddie Brock and Venom are on the run. You know, is he like wanted for the murders of the ones that Cletus did, or
That's a good
do
question.
you think he's gonna be like trialed for like the cops murder?
I don't know why they're really on the run in the first place, other than the fact that they
Well, he
broke
did escape
through
the police
wall of the
precinct, which probably doesn't look great.
Probably doesn't look great. No.
Oh my god, no one actually lived to say like, oh, that's
Well,
Carnage.
Didn't the
So-
police officer dude?
Yeah.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah, that's probably gonna be.
He
a
probably
thing for
knows
this.
probably
that
be
Eddie Brock is Venom
fine.
now.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
So,
But
that might be why.
maybe he'll be like, no, Venom's. Maybe let's just forget about it.
Yeah,
It's okay.
kind of thing.
But I don't know why they're on the run.
But anyways, they're on the run.
Whatever.
They start off in like Central America or something like that, like on the beach. They're having fun, and then Eddie's like, "You hiding something from me?" He's like, "Let me show you a little glimpse into everything that our alien like lives,
Hive mind.
our hive mind has collected."
Yeah.
And then as they start doing it, something goes weird, and you hear the audio glitch and the visuals glitch, and things start shifting in the room. And you're like, "Oh, is he like seeing the place?" And you can hear Venom and Eddie talking, going like, "This isn't me." And then, bam. He's in a different hotel room, and the Daily Bugle is on the screen, but not the Daily Bugle he writes for, the Daily Bugle with J. Jonah Jameson
Oh yeah.
talking about none other than the unmasking reveal of
Of
Peter
Peter
Parker
Parker.
as Spider-Man.
Oh
Great
my-
picture that they
Not-
have of Peter Parker
not-
in the Spider-Man.
Not
outfit, by the
any,
way.
yeah, not any Spider-Man. Tom Holland Spider-Man.
What?
So,
They're in
Holy
different
crap.
universes, Danan.
but now they're not,
But now they're not.
because
No,
something
they're not.
happened.
Okay, I think we should get a theory.
Theory time.
Everyone gets a theory.
Do you want me to go first?
I want to go first.
Okay, you go first.
I think because I think I'm right.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
So I'll
Good
I'll
theory.
set the
Jackson.
groundwork
No, I'm
for
kidding.
everyone's theories because they're all going to kind of go along the same thing. So right now in the MCU, there's 3 major pivotal points that we've seen.
Mhm.
Right. There's the point when Wanda becomes a Scarlet Witch.
Mhm.
There's the point when Sylvie branches the timeline by killing He Who Remains.
Mhm.
And then there's this moment we see in the No Way Home trailer with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, right?
Mhm.
So I think WandaVision and Loki events take place at the same time.
Okay.
Because Danan was talking to me about it, and he's right. The timeline of No Way Home is way later.
Yeah.
So it's probable that these two could line up. But No Way Home happens later, right?
Yeah.
So I think those two events combined branches out the multiverse, right? But since the multiverse is like the natural state, the natural order of things, it's not like that inherently causes problems.
Mhm.
It causes problems when you go to other multiverses or if like Kang tries to conquer things, right? So I think in No Way Home, when they're casting the spell, Doctor Strange is trying to make people forget Peter Parker, forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but in doing so, with the multiverse being there and him not really knowing how it works, which he says in the trailer, he inadvertently causes all these other characters related to Spider-Man like Venom, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, while that spell is being cast to come into the MCU main universe. So I think they're separate events, but they relate, if that makes sense.
Jackson, your theory?
I don't know.
Jackson doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably the same thing.
I just think
it's probably
sorry, guys.
something.
I'm trying to think how they're going to explain the teleportation. I think Camden's explanation is the only way
Yeah.
that they teleported a bunch of characters to that specific universe. But then that
And
makes
why
me
are
wonder.
they only related to Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Why-
it's
why-
like
yeah.
how are they previously related to Spider-Man if they're from different universes? And second of all, what happens to them in their original universe? Like, are they split? Like, is there two Venoms, like one in the original universe, one in the
Yeah.
MCU now?
This raises more questions specifically for Venom.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen a Doc Ock or a Green Goblin or anything with Tom Holland's movies so far, so
Right.
whatever.
Mhm.
But with Venom, he doesn't show up in New York. He shows up still on a beach, but in this universe instead.
Right.
So it's like,
Mhm.
was there an Eddie Brock in this situation also, or does Eddie Brock not exist in this universe and now he does? Doctor Strange, you got some splaining to do.
I think Eddie Brock maybe exists, but maybe not
Venom doesn't?
Like maybe I don't know. I have no idea how they're gonna do all that because like technically there should be one in every universe, right?
Yeah.
But are there
Why?
times when like that just
Yeah,
doesn't?
well, they're just different
Okay.
people.
Then I feel like they're probably just gonna go. Nope, there was
There's
no
no
Venom,
Eddie Brock,
but
now
now
there
there
is.
is.
Yeah.
Or maybe there is a symbiote planet, but there was no Venom on that planet.
And the end all be all of this is that nothing in the movie mattered.
Nothing in the movie mattered
Because now he's
they're
in a new
different
universe.
Yeah.
Glad he wrapped up all his relationships first, though. That was really helpful.
true.
So that leads
Lucky
us
on
to
his
a good
end.
point for Venom 3 because it's probably going to happen.
Is it going to be
Is
in the
he gonna-
MCU? Is it going
yeah.
to be back in his own universe?
And then is he going to have to? Is that what the third movie is going to be about? Him adjusting to his new universe?
Yeah,
like
what's this going to be like?
because he's coming into a place that just lost half their population not that long ago,
And
he's
now
like,
the half the
"What do you
population
fucking
came back.
mean?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be so out of it. Like Avengers, other superheroes. Like as far as we know, there's not really any other superheroes
I have no
in
idea.
his
That
timeline.
it's just got to be December. God.
I guess we'll just wait for December.
2 more
Wait for
months.
another trailer or something. I guess.
Spider-Man.
Whatever.
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Let's plug this into our review. What do you give this movie out of 10 Carnage tongues?
I haven't really thought about this yet.
8.3.
8.3
Jackson's
tongues?
thought about it.
Wow, that's pretty high rating.
I liked it. And there were some things I didn't like, but this is, I mean, I just in general really like
I'll go
these
8.
movies.
Give it a 7.8. Nah, 7.6.
You hated this movie.
7.6.
No.
Oh
8.
my god. I'm kidding.
8.3, you said?
Is that 8.3?
Oh my gosh. Guess what that brings us to an average
What
of.
does that bring us to?
7.9
something.
Nice. Well, there's to put up the tongues on the screen.
Yes, sir.
0.9.
No,
Don't know
put
how
the-
you're going to do
Don't
that.
put
one.
the tongues on the screen.
And we will be off next week because I have to take care of stuff. Whatever. We'll be back next week.
Jackson and I are going to do a special episode.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
gonna do it by
We'll do a
ourselves.
special episode.
Awesome.
And we
Yeah.
won't tell you about it. You're just going to see it posted on the account. Because guess
Cannot
what,
wait.
buddy? We have access to.
Cannot wait.
Cannot wait.
I actually can't.
But thank you all
I
so
can.
much for joining us on our first
Thank you.
video episode.
Let's just. You want guys just look into the camera for the ending just so they get a good look at
We're
us?
going to do a
so
slow
you know
blackout of
what we look
what
like.
this is, but take a good hard look. We're not going anywhere. Well, I shouldn't tell you that. I'm not going
I'm
just
I'm
jinxed
actually
it.
leaving after this.
Jackson's
I don't
gonna
really.
die immediately.
I don't really see the point in staying in the studio for the rest
Okay.
of the week.
Well,
Stare at the camera now.
Good point.
Can we do what I said?
Oh, sorry. Gotcha.
Hey, while we're staring at the camera, we should plug our socials.
Wait, but Jackson, what if I brought food into the studio? Then would you be cool?
No.
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 There's no bathroom.
Our Instagram is at Roomies Talkin Movies. Our Twitter is at Roomies Movies. Our YouTube, we have 2 now, at Camden Powell and at Roomies Talkin Movies. Our TikTok is at Roomies Talkin Movies. And make sure to follow, like, share, kiss
Comment,
Camden on the
subscribe.
cheek.
You can do that one too on a good day
Give Danan a thumbs up.
where it counts.
What do you mean where it counts?
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you all next time.
We'll see you next time.
Take
care.
care.